Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust video. We have maintenance up and running, so we have two new mercenaries to check out. But before that, just wanna give in to a quick shout out to the winners. Let's see, contest for the designer costume. So winners, we have, let's see, all of these users right here. Alright, so a couple of users from Taiwan servers, and the Emperor from Asia server, and Muscle Team from Asia, God Zero Chill from Global, and yeah, that's the only one I can pronounce. And of course, 454541521 from Taiwan server. Good job, congrats. Alright, that's the only one that I can pronounce. The rest of them, I can't read those. Okay, so definitely you're getting a lot, man. 5,000 diamonds, 30 legend scrolls, 5-star mercenary selection ticket. Alright, so 2 users will receive that, I think. And then the rest will get 3k diamonds and 20 legend scrolls. Pretty decent rewards right there to obtain. Okay, so we have a bunch of new events going on right now besides the main lobby theme change. Also, just want to take a look at the buff given to Beliaf. Alright, so in case you guys are not aware of it, let's go Beliaf. The skeleton is buff. I think the amount of turns increase for the skeletons. Yeah, so 10 times as opposed to 5 previously, if I'm not mistaken. That was the buff going into that. Pretty decent buff, I guess. That means the skeleton will last longer on the battlefield and annoy you even more. Alright, so Beliaf is a decent unit, I guess. Decent legend unit. Probably I'm going to recruit her sooner or later. Maybe not so soon, but after the 6 devils and things like that. Okay, so let's jump on into the analysis. We're going to have a look at the 2 new mercenaries. We have Catherine and Isabel. Alright, so Passion of Rian. So alongside with that, we have 2 new events currently. So one, which is this particular event right here, where you get ancient documents, which I believe is Isabel's companion's gifts. If you want to get those, just do the Novice Arena every single day, just grind them out. I've already obtained my first, so let's claim that for the time being. Alright, and of course you have the ability to clear Rune Temple, so that will give you nails times 60. Alright, apparently nails is, I think, Catherine's, or is it Isabel's helper? I can't tell who is who, but I believe Ancient Documents is for the 5-star and nails is for the 4-star, so that's what I assume. Alright, and of course we have part 2 conquest event. Hooray! I'm gonna definitely do a video for this, clearing all of this again for the campaign stage 2. So definitely stay tuned for that. Of course, we have the quiz and oh yeah, new chapters as well for the chapter 2. Definitely we'll be checking that out tomorrow. And yeah, let's jump on into the analysis. Alright, first things first, we have Catherine. Alright, so Catherine is a pretty tanky mage, I would say. She has 6.6k HP. I would say that's pretty good, pretty decent. Decent crit rate, decent crit damage. Alright, slightly on the low side in terms of the attack, but almost 0% AGN defense. Alright, so what is she all about? She is this mage that has a skip tile, which can perform multi-hit. Alright, so this thing is permanent. She attacks 6 times, which is incredible. 6 times. And yeah, attack minus 80%. So that is just pure insane. So I think she's not perfect. Like, there's a lot of counter to her. I think Rafitia is one of the best one. Definitely something like that can reflect is gonna hurt her more because she covers a huge area. But I still think that if you're looking for a decent solid mage, she's a decent one to go for. Like, that's not counting the Octos and stuff. Like, we don't have any good mages until now. I would say Hijin, Edwin, they are pretty good, but none of them have plus 15, so Catherine is one of the few. Okay, so this is what makes her extremely good. Overload Strike. Alright, she has current HP times 10% additional damage, and it will consume part of her HP when she attacks. So current HP times 49% consumption. Alright, so that is something to keep in mind. So if you want her to be sustainable in battle, ideally you want to give her some sort of healing. So I wouldn't recommend using her at +0 with Michaela or something like that, because that will take away too much of her HP. It might affect certain battles depending on who you're facing, but ideally once you skill her up, the consume part will be less. So 10% HP, I'm pretty sure this can crit, and if you can deal some insane amount with the crit and crit damage, that's going to deal a lot. And obviously she has incoming damage plus 4%, and it's a DOT for her awakening. Alright, so going on to +1, so you can see the HP consumption reduced by 5%, and +3, the current HP increased by 20%. So that is a significant damage improvements right there. Alright, so going on to +4 and +5, less HP consumption, and at +6 you unlock the 4% incoming damage boost, which is so freaking high. I believe this skill is negligible, you don't really need this at all, 4%. Alright, going on, you get 7% and 10%, alright, 12 turns. Alright, so this is where it gets interesting. At +9, 40%. Alright, so this is a huge jump, 20%, boom, 40%, times 2 amount of damage that she will deal. It's incredible, it's insane. And going on even further, at +10, you get the insane range. Alright, so this is a 3x6 tiles. So this range means that she can be positioned anywhere on the map. You don't really have to put her in the middle row. You can put her on top, you can put her bottom. She's still going to cover that huge, insane area right there. Alright, she's a skip tile. So that is pretty incredible. I would say that is pretty incredible. Alright, so ideally if you look at her skills, up to +10, that's where she gets the bonus range, and I can say at +10 she's pretty good investment. Like if you want to build her, I would say +10 is a good stopping point. Going above to +11, you do get more bonus damage, up to 60%, so from 40 to 60. 60% of her current HP, so that's going to be insane. But I don't think you really need it, because 40% is really good enough, and if you can give her some support buffs alongside with some, you know, crit and crit damage, I believe the amount of damage is going to be more than enough. Alright, so one thing that I'm a little bit upset of is that she does not get any reduction in terms of the attack. It's still -80%, which can be quite a lot, and going up to +15 is still the same. It doesn't improve upon this skill. Alright, so that means ideally I would not recommend going for any sort of assault runes on her. The reason is because of this particular skill. Going for assault runes will give you very little in return, because the amount of attack is going to be reduced by 80% every time she hits the opponent. Ideally, if you're trying to build her for DPS, go for Vital, go for Fatal, go for Rage. Alright, so she's sort of in a unique spot right now, but yeah, let's just go on with the skills. So 60%, so +12 and +13, you get a little bit of DOT. Max HP every turn times 15%, and max HP every turn times 30%. So I don't think you really need those DOT, because 6 times most of the time she's going to be able to one-shot the enemies. Alright, so +14, pretty negligible, it's just remove some barrier, and at +15 you get healing. Alright, every time you consume HP you're going to get healing in return, so that means you're going to be able to sustain in battle. So Catherine is an extremely unique mercenary for sure. If you're like me and you used to farm for dual runes, if you have some of the runes laying around that perhaps never seen used, something like Vital to Vital Fatal, alright, dual runes of Vital Fatal or Vital Rage, like those runes, they are almost useless on any other DPS, any other warriors, any other magicians, but on her you could use those for sure. Alright, so Vital Fatal, Vital Rage, Fatal Rage, I think those could work. And in terms of runes, I would highly recommend going for percentage. Do not go for flat, because her HP is pretty high, so getting the return. Is her HP higher than Velter? 4.4k. Let's compare. 5.6. Yeah, Velter's one is higher. Velter, I think, has the highest HP amongst all the mages out there. But yeah, hers is pretty high. I think second is probably Edwin or something. But yeah, she's currently now at the second highest HP amongst all the mages, like 5 stars. If you really want to build her and you are you're a bit low on the 5-star skill books, plus 10 should be more than sufficient enough. Alright, so moving on to the next one, we have Isabel. Where are you? Isabel. Alright, so what is she all about? Pretty decent stats. Alright, so 10% edgy, nothing spectacular, decent HP as well. Okay, so what is Isabel all about? Let's have a look. She has crit rate, she has crit damage, she has debuff immunity, and attack interference. Alright, really cool. So this goes on a lot of crit rate. At plus 3 you get the debuff immunity. Okay, so 30% crit damage, 40%, and some reduction in incoming damage alongside 40%. That's quite high actually. Alright, so at plus 9 you get 50% crit damage, 20% crit rate, 20% crit rate again, 30% crit rate. That's just a lot of crit rate. 50% crit damage, 65, 80%. Holy moly, that is pretty high. That is pretty high. Alright, all the way at plus 15 you get 30% crit rate, 5% attack, 80% crit damage, and another, so total of 10% attack basically. Pretty good. 18 turns. Alright, so straight up when you look at her skills, you can easily tell she's a good pair with Asmode for sure. Alright, so you would definitely want to pair her with Asmode. I think ideally that's what I would do if I were to build her. She's definitely an interesting unit. But in Novice, I don't think people will lean towards her because that tile, I don't know, it's only 3 tile support. And you're better off using Serendia, Betty and Serendia, because she can cover up to 9 tiles. You're gonna get much more in return. Obviously, she does have debuff immune, so in certain PvE stages, Evil Castle, you might need that in return. But we do have Anais already with debuff immunity. So in the regular arena, I can see her being used with Asmode and maybe with Catherine herself, because crit rate, crit damage ideally is something that you would want on something like Catherine. But on a lot of other units, she won't work that well, which is kind of unfortunate. For example, Velfren. Like, you're better off using a supporter that gives more attack, because Velfren does not benefit from crit rate and crit damage as much, which is what her primary focus is on. Same goes for Livia, same goes for Seto Alec, will not be able to benefit from this crit rate and crit damage right here. So yeah, you gotta be careful with who you are to use, because right now in the meta, there's just a lot of 100% defense units, and you want to go for something like a fixed damage, ideally something like Delvi, and Delvi will not work good with her as well. I mean, you're only getting that 10% attack, because Dalvi will not be able to get the crit rate or the crit damage, and Dalvi does not need this debuff immune because she already has that built into her. So you gotta know who you're planning to pair her with and whether you're getting that return of investment. If you're trying to get her up to plus 15, yeah, that's just, I feel like she might not fit that well into the meta right now because of all these fixed damage, 100% defense units that you're trying to get rid of. So yeah, that's my thoughts on her. I don't think many people are going to build her because the popularity of Delvi right now. So if your Delvi needs buff, you're better off using Betty, Serendia. Even Narisa will be much more beneficial than her, even though she has the ability to plus 15, but it's gonna depend on which warriors or magicians you plan to pair her with. With that being said, alright guys, that's going to conclude my analysis session. Let me know what you guys think of Isabel or Catherine. Are you guys going to build either one of them? I'm definitely going to build Isabel. I'm not sure about Catherine yet. Maybe in the future, but definitely not now. I'm still, you know, in the progress of trying to skill up my my Dalvi and all my other mercenary units. So we will see how it goes. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye. And how careless we
yeah, all day and all night we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were